We're back! Yo, what is up, Crockxen clan members, Poker fans, and others who will some upon this video? I'm SoresanCrockxen, and today we are finally back to X and Y. Oh my goodness, this episode got me so hyped up for season 2. You guys don't even know. I'm so stoked right now. Oh my goodness, this was so damn good. I loved this episode so much. It's a great way to start the season, I'm not gonna lie. As always, I will leave links to where you can find them later online. They're not up yet because the episode just finished airing, so it might take a while for them to actually upload it on their website. But it will show up there eventually. I know I have 2 more videos to do later today because they're doing a marathon, so the Mega Evolution Special will come around, I think it's like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, I don't remember. And then after that, they're re-airing the premiere episode of Season 2, and then episode 2 and 3, which would be 51 and 52. So, that's 3 videos for you guys today. But oh my goodness, I love this episode. This was amazing. It was amazing. So essentially, we're meeting. I'm gonna assume. Okay, there's possibilities here because we have a confirmed rival, another rival for Serena, in the Pokemon performances, which is this girl named Mimi. But they were hinting at something that caught my attention. That maybe Jessie is gonna be taking part in the Pokemon performance, like how she was doing the contest back in Gen 3 and Gen 4. I don't know if that's actually going to be a real thing. It would be nice to see her having another role besides the typical Team Rocket bullshit. The one thing I will say, like Gen 3, she was really bad. If they're gonna pull the Pokemon performance route thing and like really actually have Jessie participate, I hope that they go the Gen 4 route where she actually became competent later on and actually made it to the grand final. So if they're gonna do that, I hope that they go that route. I mean, I know I give Gen 4 a lot of crap, but I gotta admit, Jessie was a really good thing. You know, when what they did there with the rivalry between her and Dawn. I mean, obviously they didn't know it was Jessie, but the fact that they pushed her to the point where she actually made it to the grand final in the contest was actually really good. So if they do that, that's totally fine. But if they're gonna do that, that's the route I want them to go. Like I want to see Jessie actually become competent enough to actually make the final stage of the performance stuff. So in this episode, I gotta say, it was the funniest thing. Like Chespin and Pancham ended up having like this rivalry going on, like because okay, we started off. It was kind of nostalgic, right? Because Serena with the macarons and Chespin, well, he stuffed his face like he always does. And because of that, Pancham got pissed. And then they started fighting. And I was like, yeah, let him go, let him at it. And then they were just pushing each other. They were doing, oh my gosh, it was hilarious. And then Clement and, Serena like, whoa, you can't do this. You're supposed to be friends. You're just being mean to each other. The typical stuff that they usually say. And then so they started doing like stupid things to each other, and then end up like Chespin ends up running away, like not like actually like running away, but like moving to another area, and Pancham like chasing after him, and Chespin's like it was the funniest thing ever. And then like Pancham tries to grab him, and like Chespin dodges, and Pancham falls on the ground, and they keep running after each other, and then they run into Mimi and her Farfetch'd and Smoochum, which are her Pokemon, and that's the one that she's practicing with for the Pokemon, the Performance Spectacular, because that's what it's called. And it was so funny because then they started they get there because Chespin accidentally like hit Farfetch'd when he went through the bushes, and so like Clement and Serena come and they apologize, and then they start talking about how she's gonna be participating in the contest spectacular, or not the Performance Spectacular, and Serena's like, oh, that's cool, I want to join that too. and she's like, oh my gosh, and so like she was gonna do like a show, which I gotta admit that looked pretty cool. Like it 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 looks, it really feels like it's just contest, but because there's no battling going on. It's just really just a way to show off your Pokemon, which is nice. You see a lot of tricks and a lot of dancing and a lot of stuff, which we honestly like back in contests. The whole purpose of the contest was to show off your Pokemon using their moves. So basically, you have to make your moves become flashy in order to make your Pokemon pop. This one, it's all about how you graceful your Pokemon moves while using its attacks. So it's not about its attacks, it's more along the lines of like the Pokemon itself has to be, use coordination to make the Pokemon look like, like uh, the Pokemon needs to outshine the attack essentially. So the attack is just kind of there to like start the movements of the Pokemon, like the whatever dance routine they're gonna be doing or whatever. And it looked pretty good. Then Serena ended up having to try it out, and Chespin like really wanted to get in there, and it was so dumb because after Serena did her thing, Smoochum ended up liking what Pancham was doing, and so they were gonna do a dance number. And then Chespin's like, "What the heck, man? I want to get on this." And then of course, Chespin ended up having to dance with one of Clement's inventions, which was a really, 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 really weird looking robot thing that kind of had like a Chespin head with lipstick on, like I guess to assume that it's a girl. And the thing just started. Honestly, I will say this: if there was a thing of, I mean, there's obviously like Pokemon abuse in the Pokemon world, but like honestly, I know that's not what it was, but it just felt like it was just Pokemon abuse because the thing just grabbed Chespin and started spinning it around and like throwing it on the ground and like picking it up and then swirling around because they're dancing and just like grabbed it like by one hand and started spinning him around and then oh my god, I laughed and I feel bad for laughing because that's technically abuse from the robot. And then after all of that, Team Rocket again shows up. Pancham's like laughing at Chespin over here. And they're like, then Pancham and Smoochum do their own little thingy, their performance. They did a dance number essentially. They look really cool too. And then it was, the I was this okay. This was hilarious. I will say this. Mimi ended up saying that she wants to trade with Serena for Pancham because of how Smoochum and Pancham did so well. And her Farfetch's just like, what? You're gonna be trading? He's like freaking out over here. He's like, what the fuck? Come on. And then Chespin's like, yes. And he's like pushing Pancham over there. It's like, go, go. It was hilarious. And, oh my gosh! And then like Serena's like, no, I can't do it because Pancham's my first Pokemon that I ever caught. And then Farfetch's just like, oh my god. And Chespin's like, dang it. And Pancham's just like laughing in his face, like, what now, punk? I'm here to stay. And I was just like, oh my gosh, that was so hilarious. And then Team Rocket shows up with their shenanigans. They're gonna, because she wants, Jessie wants Smoochum essentially. And so like they're like she's like, oh, I'm like the best dance coordinator or whatever. Um, I can help you like work with that stuff. And then so like essentially what happened is that while she was like teaching them, like literally she was just doing like basic stuff like raise your legs and then twist in certain directions and then she should like they brought in like this weird balloon looking thing, which is how we the viewer know that's how they're gonna try to take them away. And so essentially what they said was you go in there, you try to dance in a small enclosed space, you'll be able to like try to make your things a lot more constricted so that you don't like go all over the freaking place. And so they go in and they close it and then like, ah, yeah, we did it. And then Team Rocket crap, and then they go away, and I was just like, what was the point of that? Really? Like, what was the point of that? I don't even know. And so like they're flying away, and then Fletcher gets sent out. Which I gotta say, before we continue, he doesn't show up again, like at all. Like Fletcher was told to go chase after Team Rocket. We don't see him again at all. Like he just flat out disappeared. I'm just like, bruh, what the fuck happened to Fletcher, man? But anyway, so in the Pokemon, because of Chespin and Pancham been, since they've been fighting for so long, and they still hate each other apparently, they start beating on each other again, and it ended up messing up the balloon's trajectory, and then it ended up falling down because it broke the chain that was holding them to the Team Rocket balloon, and it ended up falling to the ground, like bouncing around. The thing pops, and then Pancham and Chespin are just like, and then Farfetch, he drops his one of his, I forget what it's called. I know I have the name because I know I can just call it a stick, but it's not. I mean, it's technically a stick, but it's not really like a stick. But like he puts it on the ground because you know how I don't remember who. Somebody used to do that back in the day where they would put a stick and then whatever way they fell, that's the direction they were gonna go. That's basically what they were doing. And then Pancham's like, like he walks forward, like, and then Chespin like goes in front of him, he's like, and then they stare at each other and they start like fighting again. And then Finnegan's just like, screw this, and she just walks forward. Oh my gosh! And then AK shows up, and then Pancham's like, hey! He's like runs after it, and he's like, oh crap! And then he runs back. And then Team Rocket shows up. Oh my gosh! And they're like, oh, you're not going anywhere. And then it was so funny because like you have Smoochum, Farfetch, and Fennekin like, oh crap, and then like Chespin gets in front of everybody and he's like, I got this. And then Pancham gets in front of Chespin and he's like, I got this. And then Chespin gets in front of Pancham again and they're like, what the heck are you doing? And they start fighting each other. And then Team Rocket's like, or like Jesse and James are like, what the heck is wrong with them? And then Meowth's like, oh, just typical crap, he's like, I got this, and he's like, I got this, and then he's like, I got this, and they're just like, I got this. And they're like, oh my goodness. And they're just like beating on each other. And then James is like, just go for Psybeam right now. Like, he doesn't even care. He literally just like, just go for Psybeam right now. And then he uses Psybeam, ends up hitting Smoochum and Farfetch. And Fennekin gets pissed. He's like, really? And then like he's like, Dark Pulse. And then Fennekin like uses Flamethrower. But then he gets bobbed, or she gets bobbed. Which I gotta say, this is the problem. Fennekin, like I love Fennekin. Like she's my favorite starter of Gen 6, right? But Serena's Fennekin only has one move. I mean, unless we still count Scratch, which she doesn't use anymore. She only has Flamethrower. Like, what the fuck is she gonna do in the freaking performance? Just spam Flamethrower all over the gosh damn place? They need to fix that. They need to give her a new move, like, yes. Oh, no, wait, she has Hidden Power. She didn't use that at all in this entire episode either. She was just using Flamethrower. Like, it felt like, honestly, they didn't even remember she had Hidden Power until right now. They need to fix that. Show off her other moves. Flamethrower is not her only attack. Damn it. It feels like it though. But anyways, so after like she got bobbed, like Chespin and Pancham are seeing the wreckage, and they think back into what Serena and Clement said. And they're like, let's do this. Yeah. And I was just like, yeah. And I will say this was the most epic part of the entire episode. Okay, these dudes were going ham on Team Rocket like nobody's business. They were making combos. They were doing fake outs. It was ridiculous because like Pancham like running towards what is it? I think it was Punkaboo. I don't know what attack it was. I think it was Pound. I don't remember all of Pancham's moves. I know, but I think it was Pound. And it was a fake out because like he goes over there like to hit Punkaboo, but he like misses on purpose. And you just see Chespin bop him with a pin missile. I was like, bruh! And then they did this again because what NK was about to tackle, and then like Pancham like boosts freaking Chespin up in the air and uses Vine Whip. But NK dodges it. But that wasn't Pancham's or Chespin's goal. He wrapped his vines around trees and like pulled himself forward and tackled NK in the face. And I was like, boom! And I was like, oh my goodness, it was ridiculous. And then Pancham was just going in with dark pulls. Oh, it was ridiculous as all hell. Like freaking Punkable was gonna go for lead sheet, and Chespin was like, take that away from him. It was fine. It was. Oh my goodness, that was the most epic thing ever. And then the gang gets there and they're like, oh crap, the dwarves are here. And then they're like, oh, we got this, we got this. And then Clement and Serena go over there. I'm like, which I was like, okay, well, the trainers are here, but they're not gonna be as cool as what those two guys just did. But the fact of the matter is, they got destroyed. Team Rocket got destroyed by Chespin and Pancham. I would have totally loved it if they had been the ones to blast them away, because the fact that they stopped after using Dark Pulse and Pin Missile after Clement and Serena got there, I was like, dang it, now Ash is gonna be like, Pikachu, Thunderbolt. And it was really bad and boring. Like, I mean, I'm not saying Pikachu and Ash are boring. I'm saying that is it's old. Like, I wanted to see Chespin and freaking Chespin and Pancham bomb Team Rocket and make them blast off again. That's what I was hoping for. Fortunately, it didn't happen. But what are you gonna do about it? They needed to get Pikachu, give him some action or something. He hadn't done anything the whole episode. And this is what I meant. Like, we didn't even see Fletchinder come into their A, so I don't know what the fuck happened with Fletchinder there. But yeah, that's basically it. They also didn't do a who's that Pokemon, which I was like a little confused about that. I don't know if it was because it was the premiere, but they better not have taken that away because I love the who's that Pokemon, and yeah, I mean. It's a nostalgic thing, okay? I used to do that shit when I was a little kid. I need that. But yeah, so that's basically, I think, yeah, that's basically what happened. And they, Serena and Mimi are like, oh, we're rivals now, blah, blah, blah. And they go their separate ways. And that's basically it. I loved this episode. I loved it. It was amazing. I can't wait to see more of it. I can't wait to see what the Mega Evolution Special is going to bring to the table. So you guys have, like I said, you're gonna have 3 videos today. So I hope you guys have fun, you enjoy. Don't forget the links are in the description. Like I said, they're not. I don't think the episodes are gonna be up by the time I upload this video. They might be, but I'm not sure. Just keep looking back at it. It will eventually pop up in there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm SoresanCrockxen, and I'll see you guys in future videos.